Hello, creative! It's your graphics girl of graphicsgirl.com. That's graphics with PH and S, girl with no I and 3 R's. And I'm here with a quick tip to help you design your brand. But first, how would you like a cheat sheet?
Sir, yes, sir!
Head over to graphicsgirl.com and get your free Photoshop cheat sheet. It'll show you all the shortcuts in the program, whether you're on a PC or Mac. Just click the link below. Here's how you make a frame-by-frame animation or animated GIF in Photoshop. In my PSD file that I have, when I show my layers by coming to Window, Layers, I'm able to see all of the layers that I've imported. I actually generated these in Illustrator and I brought them in as a layered file. So here, as I click through my different layers, you can see that I'm going for an animation that will visualize what kerning is, the space between two individual letters. In this case, the K and the E. All right, so now that I have my layers that I want, all I need to do is come to Window, Timeline. When you choose the timeline, at the bottom of your screen, you'll see an option for Create Frame Animation. If this has been toggled to Create Video Timeline, then you'll just want to click on the drop-down and choose Frame Animation. With that, all you have to do is click the button, and it generates the first frame of your animation. So down here in my timeline, I'm able to add new frames simply by clicking on the new frame icon at the bottom of the timeline. So if I wanted to have, let's see, 8 frames because I have 8 layers, I just want to click that new frame icon 8 times. What we have here is a preview of each frame. Whatever you're showing in your layers is what appears in each frame. So to create a frame-by-frame animation, all you do is come to the first frame and you show those things in your layers that you want to appear in that frame. Next, you go to the next frame. Here, I'm going to uncheck that first layer so that between the first and the second, I'm seeing movement. Same thing here. My layers make it very easy to know what I want to show and hide, but you might have individual items on a layer that you are hiding and showing. 2 approaches, neither is wrong. Overall file size, you could say for my PSD might be larger because I'm duplicating elements. So this is actually going to be my first frame, but I just want to make sure that I'm showing what I want to see in each frame. So here's this one, that one, the other. Yes, okay, very good. Things are changing. I've done it. All right, so you click on each frame and show those elements that you want. Like I mentioned, I actually want to reverse these frames, so you have the option to do that. What I'm going to do is batch select all frames by holding the Shift key down after clicking the first, Shift, click the last one that you want. And you can choose from the options menu over here, the little hamburger menu at the top of the timeline panel. You're going to reverse frames. So when you choose that, it actually created my first frame to be the one where all of the letters are together. So boom, 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 boom. Love it. All right, so the other consideration is duration per frame. At the bottom of each frame, you'll see where you could click and hold and set no delay, half a second, 1 second, 2, 5, 10, or other. In terms of animation, 1 second is an eternity. So you want either to be, very fast and then hold perhaps and then loop. You also have the option of looping down here, how many times you want to create your animation, whether that's once, 3 times, or loop forever. You can also say other and choose a certain amount. So On certain platforms, if you're creating an animated GIF, they'll tell you that it could only loop 3 times, for example. And they'll also give you specs like the maximum file size your animated GIF can be. So here, just say forever. And I want this first one to be held a little bit longer, 0.5 or half a second. And then at the bottom, finally, you can preview by hitting the playhead. So I was manually doing it just to make sure I had the correct content in each frame. When you hit the playhead, you're actually seeing the animation. Side note, the best way to really see the animation is to go ahead and export your animated GIF and preview it in a browser. The browser is 100% accurate. This playhead does a good job, but you always want to see what the end user will see. So preview your animated GIF in many different browsers. So if your file is set up like mine in that you have everything that you need on a layer that you want in a frame, you actually can choose an option that will allow you to create frames from layers. In that scenario, I'm going to go ahead and select all of my frames down here and hit the trash can to delete out these frames that I've created. And then I'm going to use the option or hamburger menu at the top of the timeline panel and choose Make Frames from Layers. When you choose that, voila, you have all of your frames created en masse. I like to show both ways in case you have individual elements that are on certain layers instead of having each layer almost be a duplicate of one another, okay? As I mentioned before, I do want this first one to be held a little longer than the rest of the frame. So now I play. And you see how the animation is kind of jerky at the end there? I'm going to do one other thing, utilizing that idea of reverse frames, because here my first layer was set up to be my initial frame. I didn't have to reverse the frames, but I could select all of these frames by shift-clicking all of them. Then I could choose to copy frames. Then I'm going to select my last frame, and I'm going to choose Paste Frames. And it's going to say, do I want to paste it after the selection? Why, yes, I do. But what you'll see here is it copied and pasted them in the order, right? But I want to reverse the frames. When I choose that, now watch this. Play. Oh my goodness. That's a thing of beauty right there. All right, so now I'm completely happy with my animation and I'm ready to export my animated GIF. Here's how you do it. You come up here to File, Export, Save for Web. When you choose that, you get the optimization dialog box, which will allow you to choose from the top GIF. So you want GIF to be the choice that you are choosing, and you have options here. If you have transparency that you want to retain, you could keep that on. If you do have transparency, you have this option here, matte. It puts a little line around your object that will blend into the background of your website or wherever you're going to put this. And you have the option for how many colors that you're going to have. Increasing the colors to 256 will increase your overall file size. So the thing that you want to be cognizant of is your overall file size. In the lower left-hand corner, this GIF of mine is 62 or 63K. It's kind of big, but like I mentioned, I'm going to put this up on Instagram, so I'm completely fine. I only have really 3 colors in mine, so I could really reduce this quite significantly and not even see any degradation of quality or color. You want to also note that in the preview, you're viewing it at 100%. What you're seeing here is 100%, so what I see here is what the end user will also see. If you're reducing or increasing your view at all, why, it's not going to be identical to what the end user will see. What you see here is what you're going to get. And down here, You're able to see the animation and looping options forever. With that, I click Save, and I'm going to save it as Animation GIF. All right, let's take a look at what this animation looks like in a web browser. File, Open, choosing that animated GIF, and click Open. Voila! And that's how you do an animated GIF or frame-by-frame animation in Photoshop. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, share it with your friends, and please subscribe to my channel. And don't forget, for free marketing, branding, and design resources, head over to graphicsgirl.com. That's graphics with PH and S, girl with no I and 3 R's. And I'm here to help you design your brand.